Crystal, do you like listening to Christmas music?
Yeah, I actually just heard my first Christmas music thanks to you while we were prepping.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for that. Hadn't heard
We're
those
recording
in a while.
this a little earlier than Thanksgiving. Do you have the line where you don't listen to any until Thanksgiving? Like you've got that hard and fast?
It happens by accident, osmosis, whatever you want to call it. That's how it happens. I don't actively seek it out.
Because of my Christmas markets cruise, I'm listening to it actively as much as I can. So by the time I get there, I'm already in the cheer and the spirit and adventures. You'll hear about that next week. But today we're dreaming about our favorite holiday destinations and maybe a few, not so much, from places with pretty lights to maybe, I don't know, beaches, maybe snow, maybe mountains, who knows? But in the next 45 minutes-ish, we're going to give you some new spots for you to dream about or maybe to play in your next adventure.
I did just remember I heard some Christmas music at the grocery store.
But you don't actively turn it on.
No, yeah. But I was thinking, though, this is a bop. I should get Shazam on that, but then I did not. Also,
I read a thing recently, Crystal, where somebody said they've never Shazammed not in a panic. I always Shazam in a panic.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, you got to catch the song. And it's you're like, I'm already losing it. I'm already losing it. It's too late.
Every time.
I like that. And let's be real. Most travel gear out there is just plain awful. That's why we share our gear of the day at the end of each episode. And these are our curations of pieces that we've actually used, and they come recommended from fellow adventurers. So these are not some random things you saw in sketchy Facebook ads. So if you want tried and true gear that saves you money, makes your trip smoother, and helps you adventure betterer, I like that word, check out our page at stackingadventures.com/gear of the day or GOTD. You'll be supporting the show and setting yourself up with gear that's Crystal Joe Alicious. And now that's, the cat. Look at Cooper. So now I say, let's get this show on the
road. Ready for adventure? From vacation to staycation, and from the mountains to the beach. This is the Stacking Adventures podcast.
Oh, look at Cooper in the background. Joe's the cat lady of the two of us.
Welcome to our new guest host and the Stacking Adventures podcast, where everybody has a story. We love to hear yours. Today, we're off to our top 5 dream holiday locations. She's Crystal Hammond.
And I'm Joe Saul-Sehy. He's Joe.
And I can't wait for this one, Crystal, because, I feel like when I listen to podcasts, I am either in planning mode where I'm planning something, so I'm trying to get data on that, or I'm on a walk and I'm just trying to hang out with people, or I'm trying to get to sleep, right?
Right.
I think you can use today's podcast for any of those 3. If anybody is thinking about a holiday vacation, they're great. If you're walking your dog, I think this is one of my favorite things to do is dream about all the places I can go. Many of these places on my list I've never been to. And then the third, getting to sleep, like dreaming about all these places that we could go to. I think it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. And some of these places, too, are places that other friends have gone to. And I was like, I want to go there, but I want to do it, my way. I would have skipped this place and then went to this place instead. That's my list.
That is the fun of these lists. Going down Crystal's top 5. And as I'm listening to all of yours, I'm going to go, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Well, before we get into that.
Yeah, no.
What makes a good holiday location for you? Well, let's not even do that. How about this? What makes a not good holiday place for you?
Ooh, walkable. I love walkable cities. I like cozy backdrops and backgrounds. I like history too. A little bit of history thrown in the mix. I don't need the oots kind of the fad kind of thing. I like tried and true classics, I would say. I like easy. I like cozy, culture, budget. These are a lot of, I like the hustle and bustle sometimes. Like I want a little bit of quiet and a little bit of hustle and bustle too.
Me too. Maybe those places that are right on the edge where I could walk down the main street, but then I could find a cool back alley that is a spot that is, a little bit removed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get a little bit of both worlds. And I'm with you. I'll take also a nice restaurant where you and I can have a great conversation over a really expensive restaurant.
Yeah. Or even a fun bar with some good music.
Now, I'm going to give you the one that is going to be the game stopper for me that I know there had to be some places that have this on your list. I do not like warm weather and the holidays.
Well, growing up, I could not compute Christmas in Florida because I'm like, what do you mean your Christmas tree is a palm tree? What do you mean there's no snow? You can't have Christmas without snow. But as I've grown older and had to drive and said snow, turns out you don't need snow for Christmas. Turns out the beach is beautiful like Christmas.
It is. Frostbite. It just doesn't feel Christmas.
It doesn't. But
give
then
me
when
the
you
beach
see,
in January.
Well, that's a good one. That's a good second, I guess. That's a lot of, and then that explains why a lot of the carnivals are January. They feel the same way you do. But then I like the lights though too, because even at night when the cities come alive with the holiday decorations, like I like that our town, we keep our Christmas lights. Well, I guess the lights in the trees, they're up 365 days a year.
I love that.
Yeah. That's
what drives me crazy about the holidays is people, when we get into the teeth of winter, especially in the northern half of the United States, you get into the teeth of winter and everybody takes all their lights down. I think they should be winter lights. Go ahead and take your Christmas tree down, take away the specific holiday decoration, but please leave up the lights because in January and in February, everybody's suffering from seasonal affective disorder. People are starting to be mean to each other. And man, those lights just perk things up in the darkest months. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, please, people, keep your lights up.
Keep the lights on.
I made a list of 4 places, and we don't want to be negative. We want Stacking Adventures to be positive, and these places might work for you, but they don't work for me. Did you have a list of maybe not so much places you really don't want to be at the holidays?
Well, I put some of the things that went wrong in some of the places. Maybe you want to check this before you go because maybe winter's not the best time to go because I missed out on some cool stuff because of the weather. And also,
hit me. What are they?
Well, even delays because then you have to do travel also. Like you don't know if like the icy runways that can cause delays. The risk of trips and falls. But yeah, so one of my places, Switzerland, that's one of my fun, like I went there, spent New Year's there.
But you wouldn't go.
I would go, but the wooden part, not wooden like wood, but the wooden part of Switzerland was I wanted to see the Glacier 3000. They have this peak walk. And that was the picture I had in my head of, I'm going to Switzerland. This is finally my chance. I'm going to see it. I'm going to get to do this really cool bridge. Like it looks, please look it up.
I've seen this. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is the bridge where you are going from one peak to another and you're on this like little suspension bridge.
Beautiful. But it looks sturdy. Like it doesn't look frickety. Like it's a tourist fun. Like I've pictured it even before, like I knew I was going, but someday I was like, I'm going to see that. So when we're there, it's, New Year's, end of January, end of December, beginning of January, there was an avalanche warning. So it was closed. We couldn't even see it. Like I couldn't even get close enough to take a picture of it. Like it was all shut down. Like we drove all the way out to like where you would enter and they were like, nope, sorry, Wally World's closed. And so we couldn't even go inside to take a picture, which always, hey, they're the professionals. If it's closed for avalanche, they don't care how far we drove, to get there. It's dangerous. It's for your safety.
It strikes me, Crystal, that every time I've seen pictures of that place, it's always been in the summer. It's always been. Every time people are walking, it seems like it'd be cold as hell out there on New Year's Day.
That makes sense. It was cold too. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely freezing, but...
I remember when we did our trip to Bavaria, Cheryl and I went up to the tallest mountain in Germany, and you could see Luxembourg, you could see Switzerland, you could see Austria, maybe Italy. You might have been able to see 5 different countries from the top of this mountain, but it was very warm down at the bottom, but you got to the top, man. And
Right.
we didn't have coats and it was freezing, and it was in the, it was like early September
Mm-hmm.
and it was freezing then. So I can't imagine in January.
Portland.
My place is the opposite.
Ah.
One of mine, which is on our list. I want to go. There's so much exploring in Africa that I want to do. I can't wait. And of course, like everybody who wants to go to Africa, I want to do a safari. I would love to go on a safari and see the big 5 animals, but I don't want to do that during the holidays.
Uh-huh.
Like there is, the Kenyan wildlife does not say holidays to me. That could be any time of the year except that time of the year. It just doesn't, for me, feel, again, too warm, too nice, really cool. But there's 11 months of the year I do that. There's one that I don't want to do, and it's that one. We had a similar experience, one that made our list. So the safari is the one I want to do. And the reason I know I wouldn't like it is we did one of our Disney vacations to Southeast Asia, and it was during Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And we actually got there 2 days before Christmas. And by the way, this is largely a Buddhist country. And there's nothing that Buddhists and communists like more than capitalism and Santa Claus. Like the mall in Vietnam, which is supposedly a communist country, the mall was full of stuff and full
Santa.
of people buying Christmas presents. There was Christmas music going on everywhere. No sign of Jesus anywhere, but a lot of Santas. And in fact, in our hotel, we stayed at this wonderful Sheraton in downtown Saigon. There was the Santa was this super thin Vietnamese guy with the most fake beard that just hung down, Crystal. He was way too thin to be Santa Claus. He was way too Vietnamese to look like, the traditional Irish Santa Claus or whatever, whatever. He did not look very Santa-y at all.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, but it was fun. It was cute. It was just, I lost all the Christmas feel of that time of year, even though they had the lights up and were trying to celebrate it. I just didn't, I loved being there. I would recommend everybody go to Southeast Asia. I would not go at Christmas time. What was another not on your list?
That's on my list now. But in Japan, so I hear they have a really great Tokyo Christmas market, but the one of the magical things about being in Japan was the walking, like going to all the different temples, the monuments, doing a lot of the traditional, there was one, I think I said the walk for love, where you're supposed to walk from one rock to another blindly. If you make it, you'll find love. There's so many cool, fun things to do. And 98% were all outdoors. So in the winter, you are not spending that much time outdoors. And it's thanks to weather. Even Mount Fuji. When we were there also, you can only go up so far. But I even think that might be even a lower distance or height during when it's super bad weather, because it's so dangerous for them to go even to try to save people. They're like, listen, you're not allowed. Like it's illegal. It's forbidden because we're not coming to get you. And there's been, stories of people that defy, go anyway. And it's like, look, we will die coming to save you. And then that's more dead people. So that's another place that but I do want to at least try it, or if you want to do it for a shorter time. Maybe that can be.
So you don't want to go to the Tokyo Christmas markets because of the crowds?
Well, and then that could be another thing, the crowds. I do want to try it for myself because that's another thing we say. But just if there's anything else you want to see in Tokyo, like Mount Fuji, or if there's anything.
Yeah, right. I gotcha.
Yeah, you may not be able to see it. So just plan your trip around what you can and can't do.
One of my favorite things, and I would love to go to Japan like you did, an adventure Roy wrote about, and Cosette talked about, of course. All three of you guys had great trip reports in the last year and a half to Japan. So I'd love to go there too. I watched a show called James May, Man in Japan. It's on Amazon, I believe. And James May is one of the car guys from the popular Top Gear series, the British car show.
Oh.
And so he's a really big guy. And, you know, a lot of people in Japan are not tall and not very big. And he's huge. He's just a huge, huge, pale white guy. And that makes it really fun to follow him around. But he went to northern Japan, Sapporo, which is a beer that I like. And it's up near the top of Japan where Nagano is and where they did the Olympics. A lot of the Winter Olympics were up there. So visiting northern Japan, maybe go, instead of going to Fuji, which I think is a little south of Tokyo, instead going north afterwards and seeing that part of the country could be a pretty cool winter experience.
The scenery, yeah, that would be so.
Yeah.
The snow-capped trees and all that stuff looks fun. It just looks so pretty. Walking in it. It
does, yeah. And seeing him, he was in this snowball fight in one of the show episodes, and doing some of the snow sports that they had up in northern Japan, and that looked like my kind of holiday trip. Like I could do that. In fact, that gives me another one that I thought that probably should have been on my list. In fact, I'm going to get rid of one because of that and change it over. Yeah. All right. I had one more on my list, Crystal, and that is, I think if you've been an adventure with us for any amount of time, you know what a Disney fan I am. I would never be caught dead at Disney between Christmas and New Year's.
All the kids are out of
shoot
school.
Me. The crowds are so huge. Like I love Disney, but you're not going to do anything. You're going to wait in long lines. You're going to fight crowds. Yikes. Can't do it. Can't go to Disney. Anything else on your not list?
Nothing else on my not. Is that a triple negative?
Well, let's do it, Crystal. Did you put yours in order? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's have your number 5 then.
They're all kind of okay. So number 5. Well, let's see. Now I can move some around because Switzerland was on my list to go back to just because of how fun, but I already talked about how fun that was. So my new number 5 is going to be the beach. So the Caribbean and all the carnivals. If you want to trade your Christmas tree for carnival stuff and fun, I would say I'd love the beach. I don't like the winter. I get winter blues. Every year I get more and more of the winter blues. So I definitely would prefer to get a tan over Christmas time just because of the carnival and the fun and the parties that happen. Because different islands have theirs at different times too. So you're going to catch one of the islands' celebrations. And I know Barbados has a big Christmas time celebration. And the others, St. Kitts, Trinidad, I know theirs is February. So they all have different carnival. Then they start in November, all the celebrations leading up to the big event. So I would definitely join a party, beach, hot heat, sun. Yes, sign me up, please.
So Caribbean beach,
yes,
specifically, or beach anywhere?
Yeah, Caribbean beaches.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You know, what's funny is we were with our amazing Stacking Benjamins intern last night. It was her last time the two of us were going to be in Texarkana together until February. Okay. And her name's Debony. Her mom lives in Cozumel. Ooh. And they have a carnival in February. But, the same thing you get in Rio or any of the cool carnivals. And oh my God, Crystal, Rio. It just sounds like a great time.
I didn't even put Rio down.
Yes.
All right. What's your number 5, Joe?
So my number 5, when I think about the holiday season and I think about some of my favorite reads and movies, you got to go to classic Charles Dickens and A Christmas Story, right? Now, I don't love London. I had a horrible experience when I went to London the first time, had a better experience when I was there the second time. So it might grow on me later, but not a huge London fan. But I did love when we went to England. I love this area called the Lake District, which is a national park. It's up in the northwest part of England, and it's known for the poet Wordsworth. Yeah. And it's also known for Beatrix Potter, who had her house there. And this place just seems to me, it's known for hiking. It's known for nature. It's known for beauty. It's cold. When you think about these classic old English houses with the fireplace and the smoke coming up, and it just seems, you said the word cozy earlier. This place just seems very cozy. In fact, for people hanging out with us, I'm going to share my screen and I will show you a picture of the Lake District. And let's just I'll share my entire screen and then I'll navigate over there. Let's see if I have it open. I've got our notes here. Here it is. Check this out, Crystal. Yeah, that is the Lake District. So what we're looking at, Stackers, is these beautiful kind of low mountains about the size of like the Appalachian Mountains. There's trees in the low areas. This is an area of England where up high there's no trees, down low there are some trees, and you can kind of see the little villages around the Lake District, and just the beautiful lake. Lake Windermere is a lake that you take a ferry across when you drive there. And this is just a beautiful part of some snow at the top of the mountains in the winter. But just an area that I think spending the holidays at, not a lot of crowds, ton of fun being out there in a little bit of the English wilderness. So you get your Charles Dickens on.
Those look like, instead of postcards, puzzles, like perfect puzzles. Like those all
they do, don't they?
Make perfect puzzles. Yes. All right.
The only time I ever do puzzles, by the way, is around the holidays.
Yeah, same.
We'll bring out a puzzle. Yeah,
it's a thing. That funny?
Everybody. Yeah. What's your number?
Number 4.
Number 4. Do you want to snake them back and forth?
Yeah.
We'll do my 4 first, maybe, and then your number 4. So
okay, I got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go,
yes.
Yeah. So my number 4, and I just put this on the list. I had Paris on the list, but this one is way better. I think, I didn't know anything really about the Nordic countries, about Norway, Sweden, and Finland until I read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And then I started digging into it because I found just the backdrop for these books to be just fascinating. And then I realized just how fun the holiday season is in these countries. And plus you get the Northern Lights that time of year. So it's cold. They're used to cold. So their infrastructure is built around the cold. So the chance that you're going to have weather delays, they get this weather all the time. And I wish Eugene Levy, the comedian,
eyebrows,
who's on Schitt's Creek, and he's done so many things. He has a great travel series as well. And in episode 1, he goes to Finland and he stays in this beautiful hotel where you get your own little condo, but one side that faces north, Crystal, is all window. And everybody's facing out and north and window. So you're going to sleep and you've got the Northern Lights just going crazy. The beautiful, beautiful lights going crazy. So I put Sweden, Finland, and Norway. I'd love to do that trip. If I'm in the middle of that trip at Christmas time, oh my goodness, that's best time to be there.
We are in each other's brains because Iceland for the Northern Lights was next on my list, number 4 on my list. And that's, enough said, Northern Lights, Iceland. And I went to Iceland before on my way to Paris. So Paris is coming soon, but the stopover, and I really had fun with the geothermal spas, and like the winter there, it looks like a fantasy, I would say. Like that's also like a picturesque postcard of vision of everything that was there. I was there in May and did a 10-hour bus tour, and I would definitely hop on that bus tour again, and I would find some kind of a holiday lights bus tour also, or even bike to partake in.
Rick Steves has a new special out where he drives the whole ring, and you get to the far side of Iceland and almost nobody speaks English. So it gets a little bit harder to navigate. You're kind of doing pantomime as well, because as you know, Crystal, from being there, the language is impenetrable, but it is, it's so beautiful. Iceland is a perfect one.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. So now I go my number 3.
Your number 3.
My number 3. So my number 3 what is the Paris plus Strasbourg. I was looking that up earlier because I needed a do-over for Paris anyway, and it's just so pretty. And the trains, I hear they're pretty cheap and budget. Paris would definitely, it was, the first time I went was 100% a budget trip also. So even though can totally say no to all the fancy pants shopping in Paris, because I just want to see the sightseeing. Like I can go cafe to cafe and just have one pastry. I'm a tea person, which is normally not as expensive as coffee, and wine though too. So the wine and stuff like that may get me in the pricey areas, but I would do the Paris plus Strasbourg because it's only a 2-hour train ride too.
My list, as you just heard, had Paris on it, and I took it off because I realized the Nordic countries win.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time or didn't have space for that. Strasbourg is on the list of Christmas markets, so we'll hear about that on next week's show because I'm headed there.
I'm excited. Yeah,
I'm so excited.
All
the
right.
bad news is I'm looking at the weather right now. And it's not going to be cold enough. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's going to be low 40s the whole time, but I want snow, Crystal. With my Christmas markets, I want snow. I want 20s. Give me 20s. So it's going to be the 40s. It'll be, it'll be chilly. It'll be cool, but I just want it a little colder. Just give me a little colder. So supposedly by the time we get to Switzerland at the end of the tour, we will get some snow.
Okay.
So I want to see snow.
Good luck with that.
All right.
Number 3.
My number 3 is a place that I've actually been. This is the first place. I've been to the Lake District, but it was in the summer, and we were with people that weren't big on doing the hiking stuff that you like to do, and Cheryl likes to do, and I like to do. So we were with people that didn't do any of that. So we kind of rode cars around, and we spent a lot less time there than I really wanted. I can't wait to dig in. But in Christmas time is great. But this place I've been to during Christmas, and it was amazing. And I would go there every year at Christmas time. And that is Prague. So Prague in the Czech Republic, just from the river going down the middle of the city. This is a place where you walk into this big square, and imagine they've got the market set up and just packed in this square, a gigantic Christmas tree right in the middle of the square, maybe 3 or 4 stories tall. This was a huge Christmas tree. They had a stage set up, and they had kids consistently from different schools, one group of school kids and another group of school kids the whole time we were there. And we were probably in the Christmas markets off and on for 3 or 4 different days. And you could go around the city and there were other Christmas markets, but in the main square there, you then had 3 different churches on different parks, these iconic, beautiful church. Well, 2 were churches. I forgot. The third one is the town hall. And it has this iconic clock that not only tracks the time of day, it tracks the month and the year. And, it's that iconic clock that on the hour, the people all come out and they like ring bells, and you see all the different little, the quirky stuff that happens up on the clock tower. And there's a huge amount of people there. There was a dude in a black top hat roasting chestnuts over an open fire. So
literally.
It was literally like you hear chestnuts on an open fire.
Yeah.
And I tasted them. I bought some. They smelled delicious. They taste like crap. They are not good.
They're for sure.
I know. Well, the good news is when you go there, just smell them. Maybe buy it once to verify, just to say you did it. Like when I was in Cambodia, I had scorpion, right? Just to say that I'd done it. But I had snake as well.
Oh, goodness.
But I don't need to do that again.
Like Indiana Jones.
And I don't need to have chestnuts.
Remember that part when
I did.
My goodness. And the eyeball soup. I hope you didn't have eyeball soup.
Haven't had that one yet. I'll save that one for you. You can have it. Yeah. So Prague is number 3 on my list for just the most. Went to some beautiful Christmas markets. Prague's was the best. We're up to your then. Oh, number 2.
Your 2.
Yeah. So we're circling to my 2. My 2 is the iconic place. It was the first place when I was sharing this with Cheryl, what my list was. This is a place you think of when you think of Christmas time in America. Of course, it's New York City. New York City, Rockefeller Center. And I've been there. Last year, I was there we had a meetup for our Stacking Benjamins fans in New York with our mutual friends, Paula Pant and Doc G. And I went to a Christmas market in Bryant Park, Christmas markets in New York City. It was a cool Christmas market, not like the European ones. I didn't like it as much, but I still liked it a lot. Of course, Rockefeller Center with the gigantic Christmas tree and the skating rink. It's just iconic. You're in New York City. Yeah. It's Christmas time. Like what is more Christmassy than that? You think of Elf, you think of Miracle on 34th Street, you
Home
think
Alone.
of so many Home Alone. You think of so many different cool iconic things with Christmas time. So number 2 for me was New York.
And it's not New Year's Eve because you said not being caught dead on Disney. I wouldn't be caught dead at Times Square on New Year's. So like getting there for Christmas time for those markets sounds way more appetizing than New Year's.
It was cool. We were there on December 1st and I went into Times Square and Crystal, they were putting the new ball up. They were working on all of the infrastructure for New Year's on December 21st already, getting it ready for that. What do you think of when you're watching like Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve or any of the shows from Times Square? Because I always have one thought about New Year's Eve in Times Square.
The big ball, the crystal ball.
I always think, what if I have to pee? Like, what am I going to do? We're all packed in there. And I've actually heard from people that have gone like, you hold it. I've heard from people that you hold. Now, I don't know. Maybe you're an adventurer out there. I'd love to hear your story. Call in and tell your New Year's Eve story. If you've done New Year's in New York City, I would love to hear your New York City New Year's story. Yeah. Or any of your stories. StackingAdventures.com/my story. And you know what, Crystal? We only have 3 left and we have not done our gear of the day. So you want to do that now? Let's do our pit stop and then we'll do our final 3 and we'll kind of talk about our list afterwards.
All right, let's do it.
It's me. It's my cue.
Line. I love it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Line. I got to get over there. So the pit stop is generally the halfway point. Today it's going to be the 2/3 point of our list. We were having so much fun. We forgot the pit stop. That's when you know you're having a good show.
I didn't think about it at all.
On the pit stop, you're always dreaming about what's at the end of the adventure. You're thinking about the trip, how cool it'll be when we get to that holiday donation. At our pit stop, and the reason I love this part of the show, it's in our gear of the day. Crystal said at the top of the show that you have a small one today.
Yeah.
But what's your gear of the day?
It's not even trip changing, but it's something that's handy. It keeps your stuff handy. It keeps something handy. I guess most women would have this. I guess they make them for guys, but it's something that keeps something that you use a lot handy. It helps to keep it handy.
Boy, when Nathan and Catherine were on, I went and ordered those hooks immediately. In fact, they show up today.
I think about those hooks way too much because I'm like, I could use a hook right now. Like I'm thinking of things to hook.
Well, hopefully ours are here this morning before the Christmas cruise, but it's something like that. So, I think fanny pack, and of course they have those for men.
Think about
there's
your
a few
guests.
unfortunate pictures of me wearing a fanny pack.
We'll pause and get your guests afterwards, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so what's your real guess? Because you said fanny pack or guys love fanny packs.
It's not going to be a fanny pack because you said I guess they make them for men, and
they can.
Fanny pack is not a great look.
I'm trying to think if I've seen a guy with it.
Something to it's going to be like some kind of man bag, some kind of a purse-ish carry bag. So I'll go with that. I'll go with like some type of travel purse.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
We'll see at the
end
of our list. Yeah, deal.
Okay.
All right. So we are up, Crystal, to your number 2, and then we have our number 1s and then our final thoughts.
All right. So this one is a classic. This has been on my list for a while, but it's the Germany and Austria Christmas markets. I really want to see, so Munich, like I want to see Vienna, Salzburg, Cologne. I do want to see like the Nuremberg, obviously, Christmas market, like one of the oldest. So I want to see I want the lights, I want the vibes, the festive, all the fests, all the drinks. I want to see it all. So that's
Did I did on the Christmas cruise where we went to Prague, we went to Vienna as well. And the Christmas market by what they call the Red House, which is their city hall, was really neat. Cheryl and my daughter wanted to do some more shopping. My son had some work he had to do, so he had gone back to the riverboat to do that. But let me share a picture for people hanging out with us live on YouTube. I will share a picture of the Vienna Christmas market at the Rat House here. There it is.
Wow.
And just this iconic, think about an iconic
Disney
European capital kind of building with this beautiful, beautiful, fair Christmas market set up right in front of it with all the stalls and all the lights,
the rows.
Lots of people. By the way, there's trees off to the left and right. And what you can't see here is these are not skating rinks in the left and right in Vienna. These are actually skating paths. You can rent ice skates and you skate down these paths that they've made winding through these beautiful gardens.
Wow.
It was cool. They're playing Christmas music and you're skating down a lane.
Okay.
And what's cool is you don't have to be a good skater because it's not that wide. It's maybe 10 feet wide. So you can just kind of have your skates on and push yourself along the side rail.
I can skate.
If you're not good at skating.
Oh,
this is from
goodness.
a list that we'll get to later, which is top 25 around the world. And what's funny is they listed this on their top list, Crystal, but then the next one down is Prague, which you can see the beautiful Christmas tree. If you're not looking, you can see also one of the beautiful churches. There's another one to the left of this picture and another one behind where they're taking the picture. Actually, they're taking the picture from the Capitol, which is great. And then Strasbourg is the next one on the list. So 3 that made our list are on this iconic list at holiday.com that we'll link to and share some from when we're done.
Look at us.
All right. You have the honor of going first
for
our number ones.
Which I was at the DC holiday market yesterday, and this is not my number one, by the way, but one trick is to go into the National Portrait Gallery when you have to go to the bathroom. It's literally the front steps are at the Christmas market also. And even I called myself when we went in, we walked around quickly. I was like, all right, let's go back out. Went out to total wrong door. I just knew. I thought where we were going. We went out but it's a beautiful museum also.
It is a beautiful, I've been in it only once and I would love to go back. We didn't spend nearly enough time there. One that didn't make my list, and I'm glad you brought that up, that was really fun too. Downtown Detroit, where I spent the good part of my life. They have a gigantic Christmas tree in this area called Campus Martius. They have pop-up restaurants around the area. Cheryl actually we're headed to Detroit after we do this recording. And she made us reservations at this great restaurant with all kinds of windows called Park, P-A-R-C, which is a really nice restaurant that's right there. So you'll have the skating rink right there. You'll have their huge Christmas tree. They have a Christmas market. Now it's not huge. There's maybe 20 stalls, but it's this nice, you get this nice, American Northern city flavor, like you're in downtown Chicago, downtown Detroit, downtown, wherever.
Well, that's good to know. All right. Drum roll. So my number one. So what says holidays better than alcohol? So I want to do this alcohol itinerary. And because I want to see all the so I want to go to cognac. And so you can do a Remy Martin because Remy is there. I want to do the Hennessy boat tour. I want to do the Martell rooftop. Camus has a blend your own workshop and then dinner by the river. And so then from there, I want to go to Bordeaux. So Saint-Emilion has a winery tour. Bordeaux City, they have a wine museum. And then Chateau, they have a wine tasting. Hold on, my audio is acting strange again. And then next, Champagne.
Yeah.
Reims. The and then I can't say these, Vouvet, Clicquot, Moet.
Yeah.
Moet is there.
Yeah, we just bought a bottle. We just bought a bottle of, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce it either. Cliquet Vouveau or
yeah, I don't know.
We bought, and there's a good movie, by the way, about that woman, Cliquet Vouveau, or boy, we're butchering it. Yeah.
And cognac too, like, because that keeps you warm. And then they have Christmas markets too. And then the last couple of days, Munich and then Salzburg. So that's like the other classics, like from some beer tastings of classic Bavarian lunch. Since I'm over there, Schnapps.
And I can imagine I was
there.
Schnapps.
Schnapps is over there too.
I can imagine I was in Salzburg during the summer, and beautiful place. I could just imagine that being gorgeous during the Christmas time, during the holidays.
That's my number one. All right, Joe, what's your number one? That's my drum roll.
Well, mine's going to be disappointing to everybody but me.
Doesn't matter.
On the last one, because my last one is number one because it's very personal. We go to Cleveland, Ohio every year for Christmas to visit my sister, visit our family, visit my mom, and we have such a great time. It generally is cold, which I like. They live near this iconic little town called Chagrin Falls, which is this beautiful, beautiful town that has just fantastic restaurants. It has a coffee shop there called Heartwood Coffee Roasters, which you walk in, it's always a little crowded inside of there.
Nice.
It smells delicious. They have all the, peppermint drinks and maple drinks and all of think about an iconic holiday mix, and Heartwood Coffee Roasters has that. Nearby town called Solon has a greasy spoon place that looks like it's pulled out of the 1950s called Jim's Open Kitchen, which every year we go to. So you're freezing cold. You walk into this place. It is tiny. There's like 4 booths on the left, or you can sit at the counter, and you have this scramble, which is probably, you need an angioplasty right after you finish the scramble, but between the coffee and I like Jim's Open Kitchen so much during the holidays every year that not only has that become a family tradition, even though only my brother-in-law and I like it, nobody else likes it because it's too greasy for them. My mom, for Christmas, bought me one of their glasses that says Jim's Open Kitchen. And so we will have that around. And then there is a restaurant in nearby Aurora, which is Station 5. And to be fair, Station 5, if you're listening, love you, but your food's not great. You don't go there for great food, but you walk in, it's a converted firehouse. Ooh. And everybody that's in there, Crystal, it feels like Cheers.
Nice.
Because you walk in, you've got this beautiful bar, and they've got like wreaths and garland hanging from the bars. And my son and I went in there one day. Other people were shopping, so Nick and I just went to this place, and we had lunch, and we sit at the bar, and they're playing the early bowl games on the TV. There's little groups of people that are talking as this nice little hum, and it just feels like this neighborhood place where people just go and gather, which is what you think about during the holidays.
Gathering.
So anyway, I love going to Cleveland, Ohio.
No, that's good. That's perfect.
Number one.
That is perfect.
The fact that Cleveland, a place in Ohio, made my list, and Crystal knows how
Michigan, yeah.
I'm not a fan of Ohio, but Cleveland, number one.
Congrats! What a great list, Joe.
But let's talk about that, because the thing that strikes me is that iconic place for the holidays, Chicago.
Yes.
We would go Christmas shop. I would leave Kalamazoo, and we would go Christmas shopping in downtown Chicago. One of my favorite places to go Christmas shopping is always in Chicago.
Oh yeah, Marshall Fields, because the fun part was going to see the different displays. So the Christmas themed and the holiday themed. Every window around the block in the store, and the store is huge. It's a whole city block, and the other stores would do it also. So that is a core memory. I love doing that. It's going to see the displays because they make a very big deal out of it and they look really nice. And I would just stare, they move, all the hands, they wave at you, or they'll be like a Santa's workshop. They'll be like sewing or making presents or wrapping gifts. So that used to be like that. That was a true magic of Christmas. That was, yeah, I agree. Still is Chicago. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Shopping on Michigan Avenue, so many different cool places.
Understood.
Now I like the chocolate shop down by the river. I like the iconic Apple store, beautiful Apple store down by the river now. Back in the day, of course, Water Tower Place. I don't know if like every other mall that's kind of, not what it used to be, but back.
Yeah, the Starbucks roastery is right across from that. So that's definitely keeping all that stuff. Yeah, you got to see the roastery.
There was a huge Barnes and Nobles right in that area too.
So that's
back then.
Now the roastery. So remember how huge the Barnes and Noble, all those floors?
Huge.
That is now the Starbucks roastery. Yes. Ginormous.
Yeah. And all the places to buy, not just all the iconic clothing shops up Michigan Avenue, great restaurants to go to, nice and chilly, like Chicago.
Yeah. The food
would be an honorable mention, I think, on my list. I was surprised it didn't make your list.
I mean,
that surprised me.
Understood. I talk about Chicago so much. That is definitely understood. It's just the hawk. When you go to Chicago in December, which I avoid Chicago November, December, January, February, March. Those are a lot of times my off-limit months because of the hawk. And the hawk is the wind. The hawk will disrespect your coat, your scarf. It can open coats and get inside of there and create a chill through your spine. And so for those reasons, like just bundle up.
There is no cold like Chicago in the winter cold.
Yeah. And they didn't cancel school back in my day, so we were in the freezing cold. Like I know how to bundle the F up. So I'm in retirement. I feel like when I avoid that area in the winter because it's cold.
Yeah, it gets cold where you are magical. Now in the DC area, but it's a kinder, gentler cold.
Oh yeah. Nothing like Chicago cold.
Just
nothing.
Boy, talk about where you are too. That's beautiful with the old town.
Oh, definitely.
That's got to be a beautiful Christmas area.
And they also do, which I didn't even bring. So they do like there's a holiday boat parade of lights because we're right here by water. There's a skiing Santa. So there's Santa, the Grinch, the snowman.
Skiing Santa.
They all ski and they all fall in the water. And so they have on these costumes and they're all wet. But it's a fun show. They put on a show right on the water. It's always a very big crowd, too, that comes up and down the water to watch. So that's also another fun thing to do that I always do.
That's awesome. I would, if we were here, we're going to be gone to the Christmas markets. The Christmas train always rolls through Texarkana and stops, and Santa Claus gets off for a little bit. So that's always fun. They have a Christmas parade. I will be home when we have a little symphony, and they do a great Christmas concert where they involve not only the local ballets that put on, which are all school kids and some adults, and they do a wonderful production of the Nutcracker every year, which is always a Christmas tradition in Texarkana. But they involve them. They involve our local choirs from the different churches, and it's always the jazz band. So they all get together and do that. So that's fun. I wanted to go through, just before we say goodbye, the rest of this list that I mentioned from holidays.com. Because many of them that we listed were on there. We talked about Vienna, this is 20. I said 25. It's 20 most magical. So Vienna made your list. It's wonderful at Christmas. That would be an honorable mention on mine. Prague, Strasbourg, it's on your list. I'm going to be going there. Here's Finland. That looks really, really neat. It's a very, very, what I would think of as Christmas with a beautiful tree, but instead of lights, notice they've got all kinds of flags around the tree. Woodstock, Vermont.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
That looks like the road from Beetlejuice where they hit their car. the little bridge with the little rooftop.
I have been to Woodstock, Vermont in the summer, and I would second this recommendation. This is a beautiful town. There's mountains, again, low, old mountains. So think Appalachians much more than the Rockies or, the Matterhorn or anything big. But just these iconic old wooden bridges all over the place in and around Woodstock, Vermont. That's a great place. Nuremberg, Germany,
on our list.
It looks to be a huge, huge Christmas market in Nuremberg, a big city. Tallinn, Estonia. This is a place that I see Estonia increasingly on kind of the hot travel list because, not a lot of American tourists get there.
No.
And it's supposedly incredibly beautiful and just wonderful Christmas spirit. Bruges, Belgium.
Cute.
By the way, I just bought a board game that's based on Bruges, Belgium. And we'll be flying into next week Cologne. In fact, we're looking at a picture of the iconic cathedral in Cologne. This was bombed in World War II by the Allies, but they recreated it. And our hotel, Crystal, is going to be directly across the river from this iconic cathedral. So
Jealous.
I think, right,
you're going to get a
for
great
people
view.
hanging out with us, you can see where my cursor is. I think we're right there is going to be where we're at. But there's a Christmas market right
cute.
next to the cathedral. Yep. Next up, Breckenridge, Colorado. I would think a lot of these Colorado ski towns, Crystal, would be great for Christmas markets. Yeah. North Pole, Alaska. Duh.
The OG of Santa.
You would have to have it. It says in December, the North Pole really comes alive with its annual North Pole Christmas and Ice contest, attracting ice sculptors from across the globe. Of course, national newscasters broadcast live from the Santa Claus house. Colmar, France. I've never heard of this town.
Me neither. It looks beautiful, that building. Pictures, 1,000 words.
It is. It looks like another town like Strasbourg, where it's got a little German feel, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't look like France.
Yeah, Colmar, France. Now, Leavenworth, Washington is a town in the mountains, not terribly far from Seattle. It's a good day trip from Seattle. But this town is known as Little Bavaria in the middle of the state of Washington. And this is a touristy place any time of the year. One time when I go to Seattle, sad my son doesn't live there anymore, so I'm not going to be there as much as I used to be there. But I'd love to go to this Little Bavaria in the middle of the mountains. Riga, Latvia, just beautiful, iconic buildings. Valkenburg, the Netherlands. That's my home country. I've never been to me too. I've never been there for more than the airport. Reykjavik, on your list, and definitely would make mine. Very expensive city, though, didn't you think?
Yeah, well, that's why I did just the tour.
Yeah. Good move. Amsterdam in the Netherlands with all the canals lit up by trees.
That's so beautiful.
Malmö, Sweden. Again, Sweden on my list. I hadn't picked individual cities, but man, that could make it. Mackinac Island, Michigan. What an iconic place. Have we talked about Mackinac before?
Have you been there? No, I've heard of it. I have not been.
Yeah. So the only way to get there, unless you have your own boat, they do have a small airport, but commercial flights don't go in there. You have to fly a private aviation if you're going to do that. But generally, the only way 99% of visitors get there is by the ferries that leave from Mackinac City on the mainland. And there are no cars. Now, in this picture, people can see plenty of snowmobiles. And I'm going next September back to Mackinac Island. We have a friend who wants to go from Texarkana. So we're taking them to Mackinac Island to see this island is maybe 5 miles all the way around it. You can rent a bike and there's a trail that goes all the way around the entire island,
fun.
Outside. And the town is very touristy and fun, but you can also find some nice hiking and cool rock formations there. Some iconic hotels. There was a movie called Somewhere in Time that featured the Grand Hotel, which is one of the great hotels in America. That's on Mackinac Island. So place
would
I've
not.
been to a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't thought that was on there. Huh, because I hear it's beautiful.
I know.
In the summer also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anytime. And we're going to go in September just to kind of avoid the crowds.
Right.
But I would have never thought about it on this list, but I certainly think that it
interesting.
belongs there.
Cool.
All right, adventurers. Tell us your spots. Where did we miss? Or
Yes,
maybe you
please.
agree with some and you've been to some of these spots that we dream about that we haven't been to. We'd love to hear yours. Where can people find them?
Yeah, they can leave your stories, stackingadventures.com/mystory. You can leave up to 5-minute story or snippet. And you can also, after you're done with your first 5, talk for another 5 or 20 or 30. It'll be enough for a full episode.
Give us some. We're getting ready for another one of those potpourri episodes that we love doing so much. And we'd love to include you in that episode.
Yes.
At the end of every show, now we share our gear of the day. Crystal, you've got the gear of the day today. What I love about our gear of the day, it's always gear that somebody has used and not some of these crappy ads. I saw that stupid pillow again yesterday morning. Yeah, that dumb pillow that has the big
makes you like Elephant
It's got
Man.
these big arms.
Yeah.
And you put the arms down and your tray down, and it just looks like it's so cumbersome.
Yeah.
That will never be on my list. But
No.
Crystal, this is small.
Yep.
And you said it's meant to carry things.
Something.
I said it's some sort of a travel purse.
Something. Are we ready for the reveal?
Let's do it.
It's a strap for your phone. So I love this strap.
Boy, that's a good one.
This has really saved my tail a lot, especially a lot of dresses don't have pockets. I don't know why, but and my little wallet clips to the back. Just don't swing it too much because this thing will come off and you're screwed. But I like the phone case because you can even catch it and just have it in your hand. But these straps, like it's like a universal clip, and then they make longer ones. So if you want to wear it around your neck, like jewelry, that's the thing. They make them with just a leather handle, but I've never seen a guy with his phone on his wrist. But you can wear it around your neck too. So I really like this handy strap, so I know where my phone is, since we're in a time of digital tickets, digital pay, and all that stuff. So just have it on your wrist.
And the number of times I've left my phone in a restaurant and had to go back to get it.
Yikes.
And luckily, every time there's been nice people there.
Oh, good. Yep. I just keep it around my wrist. There you have it.
You will find that. That's a cool one. I like that one. I like that one a lot, especially with the number of times that I've lost my phone.
Thank you.
stackingadventures.com/GOTD. And you'll find it there and you'll help the show. So thanks to everybody who's helped yourself by using better gear and ones that you know have been tested by either a guest or us. All right, coming up next, I haven't gone on it yet, so I have no idea what you're going to hear, guys.
I'm excited.
But we recorded this ahead of time.
I'm excited.
Christmas cruise with Mom.
I'm excited for you guys.
What's it like traveling with your mom? What's it like traveling to Strasbourg, which is on all these lists and on Crystal's list? We're going to find out next week. So she's Crystal.
And I'm Joe. He's Joe. Thanks for listening, everybody.